I finally got it. We're here, we're doing it. So this took me lots of navigating today. I am home with the kids. I have some help, but they still need me. I made like 600 chicken nuggets today. I've tried to do this so many different times. I had to restart my computer, but welcome to the Soraya Show. I'm not going to have fancy introductions because that's not me, and I don't think it's necessary until somebody wants to sponsor me. Welcome to the show by Soraya, sponsored by Soraya. So this episode is going to be really just more about me, getting to know me, why I'm doing this, what's going on with my life, little things like that. So if you don't know me, I am Soraya Hernandez. Most people do not know how to say my name, but it's Soraya. And I am a salon owner, a mother, a wife, a hair artist, educator. I've been in the industry about 10 years now. So that's a little bit about me. I own East Coast Salon. I opened that in 2021. And it's been such a crazy journey. And I really have found so many different loves and passions throughout doing that. The passion for, the beauty industry, the passion for educating, for being a leader, for, running a business, for my health, my wellness, because I've watched all of those things play such a factor into where I am today and how I got here and how my health, has declined being in the industry, but there's other things that we're going to talk about that and why it's happening and all of those things and what I do to take care of my health and my, I would say within the last 5 years, maybe even less, within the last I would say around 5 years, I really started to get into my health and more so mental health and also ingredients, things like that. And when you become a mother, all those things become so much more prominent. So I'm excited to share that part of me. But I guess let's do a get to know me. It's nice to meet you. Nice to see you here. My goal with this podcast was not to edit it because it's already hard enough to get here. So my thoughts were, if I can get here and I can just record and upload, I can do it. So excuse me, I did have the flu 2 weeks ago. I'm still recovering. I feel like everyone has the flu right now. So I don't look my best. I don't feel my best, but I'm showing up. And I think that's a huge motto of mine is you don't always have to feel your best, but you have to show up. But you don't always have to show up, to be honest, because if it's somewhere you don't want to go, you don't have to. But if you said you were going to do it, you got to do it. But let's get into it. Also, disclaimer, you may hear dogs, cats, children, chickens. There's a lot going on in my home. I'm filming from my home. Welcome to the podcast studio. So just roll with it, guys. My son's about to get a bath, I think. So you might be hearing the water. Okay, so Soraya, where did she start? At 16 years old, I went into a vocational program. If you don't know what that is, Morris County Votech, that's where I'm from. You go half your day of your junior year of your high school and half your day of your senior year, and then you can graduate with your license as long as you pass your test. One of the only tests I passed the first time around. And so I went into the industry at 16. At 17, I was working in a salon. That job was only washing bowls, sweeping floors. So I learned, a lot going through an assistant program where I just started at the very bottom. I hear my son and I don't want him to hear me, but I think we're in the clear. And I think it's really important that you do go through an assisting program and grow through the ranks, because it just gives you a lot of humility. It gives you perspective when you finally get to your point in your career where you have your own assistant. You'll know how to treat them better. So I did that. I started my first salon. I worked at 9 salons throughout, I think, a 5-year period when I was trying to find my hair home before opening up my own space. So I did that, and then I did open up a Sola Suite, which was actually the first in New Jersey to open one. I had a partner at the time, and I'm gonna have a whole entire video or podcast on kind of that, because I know we all want the tea on it, and I'm gonna give a little something. So opened up the Sola Suite. I realized very quickly I think I was 7 months in, there was about 7 people in a very small suite, and I was like, this is not it for me. I need a team. I miss that morale. I want to lead. Like, I really knew I wanted to be a salon owner. I knew I wanted to grow, curate. I wanted to create a culture. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I am the type of person, if you know me, I'm impulsive most of the time, but in a way that's really just like gets it done. I don't think too much about it. I just do it. So when I was like, I want to open a salon, I can't sleep until the thought is complete and until I have done what I wanted to do. So I started driving around the town I wanted to be in, which is Denville, if you know where East Coast Salon is. I saw a for lease by owner, a big open space. I'm like, this is it. I just, I was sold. Negotiated a lease, signed the lease, boom, COVID hits. Not sure what our career is going to be, not sure what the world's going to be. Salons were set to open July 20th or something like that. Our lease was set to start June 1st. We said, let's do it. We rolled with it. Construction started. Within 6 weeks, my dad had that place, and my husband, my father-in-law, my brother, my cousins, my uncles, everyone came together and they got that place open in 6 weeks, a full renovation. If you're watching this video on YouTube, I'm going to show you befores and afters. The space was, really traumatically gross looking, I would say. My phone keeps ringing and I need to turn that off. So if you're watching this, you'll see. Like, what? I'm sorry, guys. This is my podcast, The Super Real, Super Raw. If you're a mom, businesswoman, father, you're juggling things, you get it. So back to the salon. 6 weeks, which is incredible to do. We pulled the ceiling out. We redid tiles. We re-insulated. A job that should have cost around $300,000. Really, I can't explain to you the amount of love and work my family put into this. My dad handcrafted each station, each arch. He took the wood and he bent it. So it was really a labor of love. And I the space has evolved as we've grown, and I'm going to do a whole entire podcast on just kind of growing a space and the rights and the wrongs and the mistakes I made of owning a salon. So I think that'll be a really great episode. This podcast will be a little bit shorter, just a little bit about me. And I really started my education, my passion for education while doing all this too. And when we started to hire and grow a team, I really do enjoy educating. I've done platform artists, I've done IBS shows, ISSE. I've been on the behind the chair stage. I've worked as a platform artist with Trust Professional. They are another family of mine in the industry. So I think 2024 is going to be the best year ever, and I'm really excited about this. Like, I'm seeing myself in the camera and I'm like, wow, this is something I've wanted for a while. I do like to talk. I think this is going to be really therapeutic. And I feel like I have a lot to say and a lot to share. And I feel like although I'm 27, I've lived a really impactful life in those years. I've grown a lot. I've learned a lot. I've done a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes. And I feel like I have knowledge to share, stories to share. Some of these podcasts will be really fun and just about the stories. Some will be, more self-help and things like that. I want to bring in some of my really good health and wellness friends. It's going to be a really great place. And I want to hear from you guys as well. Like, what do you want to hear? So I'll be interacting on my Instagram as well to get feedback from topics you guys want to hear. We're going to talk about the health issue I have going on right now. Nothing, deadly. So I'll just leave it at that, but I do want to deep dive into that in its own episode. But if you know me, you know I'm somebody who loving is caring. My kids are my whole world. My husband's my whole world. But I do love to work. It's part of me. I am an entrepreneur. I have that work ethic. I'm constantly thinking of new ideas. How can I reinvent myself? How can I do something new and fresh and different? And I know podcasts, I was reading yesterday, there's 2 million podcasts. How do I going to get mine to stand out from the rest? I don't know, but I'm just here for my people, for the people that, want to hear what they want to hear and hear things, this isn't going to be like, you're doing this wrong, this is what you need to do. It's just going to be a real life podcast. My experiences, my POVs, what does really work in the industry or work in business model plans, because I've seen it, I've lived it, I've grown a team. And so, yeah, I hope you guys love the Soraya Show. I named it that because, well, Soraya has been a topic of conversation my entire life. My name. How do you say it? I remember countless years on Behind the Chair stage being called Sarah, yeah. And every year I think it's just like an ongoing joke at this point. Like, I'm going to mess up her name. My whole life growing up, I hated my name. And as I got older, I love the uniqueness of it. I'm able to have a Gmail that has no numbers at the end. So that's the cool thing about my name. And there is some biblical origin of that, and I'm a woman of God, so I do really enjoy, my name as I've gotten older. So that's it. I'm a mom of 2. I have a 2.5-month-old and a 22-month-old, and this is my life. This is what we're doing, and I hope you guys enjoy the journey. So my next episode's going to come out right after this, and we're going to get deep diving in on a topic I think you guys all want to hear. It's about partnerships. So stay tuned.